We'll start with an opening statement from Coach, and then we'll take questions for the student athletes. Coach?
Uh, just congratulate Maryland. They got a great team, and they outplayed us today for sure. I thought we got off to a pretty good start. We were going toe-to-toe with them, and then the last couple minutes of the half, we let them get on a little bit of a run to get some separation. And I thought it was really important that we got off to a fast start at the beginning of the second half, but Maryland was able to get some distance from us right at the beginning of the second half, and we started forcing some things and doing some things we normally don't do. We're not in this position of being behind like this too often, but overall, we're just really proud of the season that we had, of everybody's effort that they put in this season, and we congratulate Maryland and wish them the best going forward.
We'll start on the right-hand side. Kareem.
Hey, y'all. Kareem Copeland, Washington Post. I want to ask you, what do you felt changed from them defensively, or what they tried to take away kind of that started late in that second quarter and kind of spilled in onto the other side of halftime? What did it feel like from your guys' perspective that they'd start doing differently?
Kendall, take that.
I would say they've been playing the same way on defense the whole game. It was just us executing actions and staying together through it all, and knowing that they were going to have runs, we were going to have runs, and we just had to be able to fight back.
All right, we'll go on the right-hand side aisle. Gabe.
Gabe Ibrahim, Herb Stats. Sorry for the result, guys. Kirsten, I was just wondering, what do you think of your legacy that you're leaving at FGCU? When fans of that program think of you, what do you want them to think of?
Well, first of all, I would say I'm proud of my teammates. We played really hard. It was a good season, but this isn't what we wanted. But I'm proud of this season. We got an ASUN tournament championship, regular season championship, so we got a lot to be proud of.
We'll go to the far back left. Damon.
Damon Brooks, Tuxedo Times. Kirsten, you weren't able to get a rhythm. You seemed pretty frustrated at times on the court. Can you speak to your inability to get a rhythm going in today's game?
Yeah, I was very frustrated. Things weren't going our way, but I was just trying to stay together with my teammates. They was encouraging me throughout the half. But this isn't what we wanted. But I'm glad everybody kept putting in the effort for this ending.
We'll go on the right-hand side towards the back. Christy.
Christy Winter-Scott, ESPN. This is for both of you. What did you learn from your experience playing for Carl Smesco at FGCU?
Kirsten, start, and then Kendall.
I think it's the strongest team wins. We didn't stick together, and they did, and that's why they came out with this win today.
Kendall.
Smesco is a great coach. I've loved playing for him for 1 year. I wish I would have come here sooner. But he's an awesome coach, and I'm very grateful to learn from him this year.
We have some questions on Zoom. We're going to go to Milton Kent first. Milton, your line is open for the student athletes.
Thanks. For either of the players, can you talk about Maryland's length? Had you seen any team that had that sort of length, particularly, they seem to really harass you guys, Miller and Reese with their long arms. Can you just talk about their length and how distracting that was?
Kirsten.
We played against teams that have length. We played against Liberty. They have bigs that have the same size, but we just weren't executing well. And they that cost us. But they had great defensive stops, and that's what happens.
Greg Hardwig from the Naples Daily News. Your line is open.
Guys, just talk about the other end of the floor. How tough was it to defend players like Owusu and Miller? And, I think the three and Reese, the three of them had 65 points.
Kendall, take that.
Hats off to Maryland. They're a great team all around. We knew that all five could score, and we just had to help each other. And they did what they could do, and we just didn't perform to our best.
All right, we're going to go to Sean Barry now from NBC.
Kendall, with the way you guys were shooting the three there in the first half for a time, going into the half, what was your mentality? What was your feeling despite being down 8?
We felt like we were still in the game. We just had to come together and have a second half surge. But as you can see, we didn't perform to our best, and hats off to Maryland.
Last question on Zoom from Derek Cope Derek, your line is open.
Hey guys, Kirsten, just, when you came here, you came with obviously a lot of buzz and you accomplished a lot here with that jersey on. Just what are you going to remember the most about your 2 years here?
The togetherness that we have as FGCU program. Coach Tomesco, most importantly, he's a great coach. He taught me a lot of things, and I'm going to take those things moving forward.
All right, thank you guys. You can head back to the locker room. Congratulations on a great season. We'll continue with questions for Coach. If you have a question, we'll start here in the front row. We'll start with Kareem, right side, and then we'll work our way across.
Hey, Kareem Copeland, Washington Post. I was going to ask a little bit about that run again. From your perspective, what changed from them defensively that was able to kind of disrupt your shooting from the outside in that second half?
Well, they had really good ball pressure, and they switch a lot of things, and they have great length at a lot of positions. At the beginning of the game, we had pretty good spacing, and we were able to attack the paint a little bit and kick it out and get to shot fakes. And then as soon as we became a little more stagnant and, we were running a lot of like dribble handoffs, which we really didn't want to run. It just, pressure made us do some things that we really didn't want to do or wasn't really part of what we were supposed to do. And, you just have to give them credit. They turned their defense up another notch, especially late in the half and for the whole second half.
Right side, Ben.
Hey, Coach. Ben Dixon, Testudo Times. Specifically on Kendall, she had 17 early and then obviously kind of shut down for the rest of the game. Was there anything specific you thought they did on her as an individual assignment, or you just thought it was a product of the team kind of?
Well, she was able to get free a couple times, whether it be in transition or, once we were able to break down the defense a little bit with help and they had to rotate, she was able to get some shots. She's an amazing shooter, and, she kept us in it for, a quarter and a half. But, we didn't keep scoring and they did. So they got away from us pretty, midway through that third quarter.
Right side on the aisle, Gabe.
Gabe Ibram, her stats. Coach, Kirsten obviously led you guys to some great places this year. I was just wondering what's, going to be, what do you want people to think of when they think of her legacy and this team's legacy in FGCU?
Well, she was our conference player of the year twice. She was the MVP of our conference tournament. She's had some huge games against big teams. When we upset LSU, she had 32 points. Yeah, what she had 2 days ago, 22 points to help us win an NCAA tournament game. So, she'll go down as the best player that we've ever had. And we've had some really good players. And we're really hoping, that she gets picked really high and that she has an outstanding career in the WNBA.
What a Christy.
Christy Winter-Scott, ESPN. Coach, I know it's just all ended, but could you put in a nutshell what this season has been like for you with the 30 wins, like from beginning to now at the end? What has it meant for you as a coach?
Well, I appreciate all of it. That's one message that we sent at the end of the game, or what we tried to express it when we got together in the locker room, is that there's not many teams who got to experience all the things we did, especially as a mid-major. To win a regular, have a game with the conference championship on the line on the road and you win it, and then you win a conference tournament championship, and then you get to play a top 25 team in the NCAA tournament and pull together and play really well. I didn't want it to be spoiled because, today for a couple quarters, we didn't really play FGCU basketball as well as we would have liked. I don't want that to dampen all the things that we were able to accomplish throughout the season.
We'll go on Zoom. Derek Kopp, your line is open.
Coach, we know the style that you guys are used to playing, and you kept to it in the NCAA tournament with a whole bunch of threes all over the place. But just what today was the biggest difference between a Power 5 team like Maryland and you guys?
Well, we knew it was going to be really up-tempo. I think we got off to a little bit of a bad start. We gave them a couple layups in conversion, which was something that we were pretty committed to not let happen. But then, we started to play pretty well. I think what really separated it was when they went on a run, we started attempting tougher and tougher things rather than keeping it simple. We're able to get good shots when we were able to really space it out and just play our game. But we start, and their pressure probably made us make some decisions that we normally don't make. So we just needed better shot selection, and we did such a fantastic job taking care of the ball a couple days ago, and we were a little careless at times today, and you can't do that around Maryland because they turn turnovers into points. I mean, that's one of their specialties, and I really think Maryland, with everybody healthy, is a Final Four caliber team. So it'll be fun to watch them the rest of the way.
We'll go to Sean Barry from NBC. Your line's open.
Carl, to kind of piggyback off what Derek just asked, I mean, it wasn't just you guys this time around. It was Belmont, it was Villanova, it was South Dakota, it was you guys as well. Princeton, a team you know a lot about. Is the gap closing between mid-majors and Power Fives enough to the point it kind of encourages you about the possibility of one day making a Sweet 16?
Well, yeah, I still believe that we'll make a Sweet 16 and hopefully go further. It's obviously tough when you're a mid-major because, all those, one of the teams you mentioned was from the Big East, which is a little different, but the mid-majors obviously get seeded pretty low. So even if you go undefeated and you beat a bunch of big-name teams, you're probably still going to have to go on the road in the NCAA tournament and play a true road game like we had to play today. So, and I still think, that's great for basketball because it's great to have so many people. That crowd was great tonight. To have a charged environment like that is a great experience to be a part of. But it's definitely, on the women's side, difficult for the mid-majors to make that run to the Sweet 16, largely because you don't get a neutral court game usually to go to the Sweet 16. You're going to have to play on somebody's home court.
We'll wrap it up with Greg Hardwig. Greg, your line's open.
Hey, Carl, congratulations on the season. You alluded to it a little bit, and we talked about it yesterday that, you thought Maryland maybe could have been a 2 if they had been healthy. And the players and Coach Freaks also, talked about not them being a 2 seed, but the fact that they were healthy. So maybe they were underseeded as well as obviously you guys were.
Yeah, we thought we, were better than a 12 seed, but once you get in the tournament, you have to prove it. So, we had to. It's one thing to say you're better if you go out and lose the first game, then maybe you really weren't. But we feel great about that we got to advance in this tournament. Maryland had played some games early in the year with a lot of injuries or people out, and I think that kind of affected their national ranking and maybe their seeding in this tournament. But make no mistake, they're a dangerous team with a lot of weapons, and they're really well coached. And I know they had some offensive struggles recently, but they have gotten well. I mean, they're shooting the ball really well. They're sharing it. They played at a really, really high level today.
All right, Coach. Thank you. Congratulations on a great season.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, as a reminder,